Hi everyone. Our topic for today's presentation is Internet of Things and Smart Cities. The Internet of Things, or IoT, has become a growing topic in the workplace and all around us. The IoT is a giant network of connected things, which also includes people. IoT is basically a network of physical devices that connect through wireless communications. This concept refers to any device that has an on or off switch. Some examples of these can be cell phones, headphones, wearable devices, and coffee machines. Our focus in this presentation is the smart cities in relation to the concept of Internet of Things or IoT. Smart cities are defined as the networked and intelligent cities. This refers to the concept of people using smart devices in their everyday use. As the population is growing every day, the role of smart cities becomes more and more important. There are consequences that come with the growth of population, such as garbage accumulation, traffic, and air pollution. Smart cities are one of the solutions to this problem. There are the networked and intelligent cities, as mentioned before, that provide better quality of life as well as lowering the consumption of resources. Our focus today in this presentation is smart streetlights. The advantages that smart streetlights have include lower energy consumption, reduced traffic in big cities, as well as reduced light pollution. The application and different aspects of smart streetlights will be talked about more in detail in this presentation.
So I will be going through one of the examples of smart cities, which in our project we focus on smart streetlights technology. And so about this new technology, I will be going through some technological overview and benefits of this new technology, the interface issue of this technology, and the future applications on improvement and the applications that this technology can be used in future. So smart streetlights consists of three technologies. I would be going through each of these three technologies that is used for a smart streetlight technology. The first one is the network infrastructure, which is basically the network within the smart lights in the system. And basically, it makes the smart lights connected to one another and also gives them the ability to receive feedback from each other, which this feedback would be used for the control system of this overall system. And the next technology is the actual smart lights, which they have the ability to dim the light based on the information received from the management. Also, they have a couple of sensors. An example of that sensor would be a sensor to acquire pedestrian traffic. And also, they usually have an emergency button in a case of emergency for pedestrians. So another aspect of this technology is the management and the control system, which is responsible for analyzing the data received and executing any action which is required. An example of this action is to get connected to the other network servers, such as 911 or any other networks. This aspect is responsible specifically in managing the streetlights, their power consumption, and their sensor information received. I would also be going through some technological features of smart streetlights. So the first feature is the sensitivity of the streetlight sensors to movement of pedestrians. This would acquire the information about the number of pedestrians passing the streetlights. This information is key because it would be used for the application of the smart streetlights to provide the safest route for people who are passing by during the late hours of the night. Another feature is the dimming of the light through the local control system. So that is using local control system instead of the overall management system to control every single light intensity. This overall saves up to 85% of the power consumption. Another feature is automated dimming system, which is implemented in each street light. So that would really help with the power consumption as well. And most of the dimming is done by the street lights themselves. Another feature is emergency button, which is implemented on every street light. This is done in order to provide accessible services from 911 when it's needed by the pedestrians. Furthermore, another feature of this technology is that it statically reports on the current and the power consumption. These reports are sent to the management and can be viewed and analyzed by the personnel of the management. As it was stated before, the pedestrian traffic is monitored by the street lights, and this information would be used for the smartphone application that provides the safest route to walk based on the data received from these sensors. And as of our final feature, the feature is the two-way communication between the street lights, which provides them to automatically and manually adjust the intensity of the light based on the environment.
In this section, I am going to talk about some of the advantages of smart cities. Number 1. Improving energy efficiency. Smart cities are using technologies which produces more energy and less waste by consuming least amount of natural resources. For example, there is a smart system implemented in the buildings to detect anomalies such as pipe leakage, which would save energy and money. Number 2. Security and safety. Smart cities are using equipment and tools to improve the public security and safety by monitoring society. For example, government provide interactive voice response system that is used by the public to report any safety issues, which would decrease the number of illegal behaviors. Number 3. Decision making based on real-time data. Smart cities are using equipment and tools to monitor the society. The information and data which is collected through these sensors would be used to make decisions based on real-time reports. For example, based on the data collected through the street light sensors, the duration of lights would change in rush hours to reduce the traffic. Number 4. Monitoring the environment. In smart cities, IoT is used to monitor the quality of the air and water to measure the amount of energy that is being used by various services to come up with a plan to minimize use of the energy.
The problem I will be talking about now is the interface issues. Any IoT solution has multiple interfaces and each could be different from one another. An example of this is technologies that need to work together in order to function but have different interfaces, such as a house alarm that is built by one company and a video-enabled doorbell that is made by another company. This makes the integrability of various interfaces very difficult or in some cases non-integrable. Different interfaces of IoT among the connected devices are adopted by embedded sensors and actuators. Some examples of these interfaces include UART, Zigbee, and Ethernet. UART is adopted by sensors and actuators. Zigbee and Ethernet are used to connect wireless sensor nodes to digital cameras. The solutions that were proposed for the problem of multiple interfaces include customized interfaces for different environments that can be accessed through a finite number of devices, an IEEE 1451 solution that was proposed by the IEEE Association.
Smart streetlights are expected to have a market of $2.57 trillion by 2025. Also, more cities are aiming to implement smart cities, and their main reasons are mostly to lower their power consumption and also have less carbon footprint. Also, research has shown that there is a drastic decrease in electricity costs of the smart cities. And also, there are more availability for other technologies to be implemented within the smart street lights. Some of these technologies include motion guided systems, mobile control, and adaptive transportation management system. As it was said before, many cities have started implementing these technologies for smarter cities. One of the cities is Singapore, which I would be going through some of the examples that Singapore has been implementing. So one of the technologies that have been implemented within the Singapore is to make all government related services available online for all the citizens. This includes the majority of the government related services. Another example is to create an application for health, municipal, and transportation, which is available for the citizens to have a profile within those applications and have access to all the services related to health, municipal, and transportation. Another example is to collect data from all the pedestrian traffics, and this data would be used to do traffic analysis and city planning. Furthermore, smart applications are used in majority of homes, which this application provides the residents with the behavioral feedback that helps them to reduce their energy and water consumption. And this will end up reducing their cost of energy use. And we have to remember that all of this technology are used with the sensor technology, which is connected to the smart application and follows the format of IoT technology.
In conclusion, our lives and our lifestyles are influenced by machines and technologies which make a room for big changes all around the world in terms of human-computer interaction, such as Internet of Things, which would create smart cities. IoT would create a deeper connection between different societies by providing an easier and faster communication platform. As a result, the world becomes a safer place to live. It is worth to note that IoT affects society negatively by providing an environment for hacking and stealing data through network. Engineers are trying to provide a common interface for the IoT which connect all the smart devices together. On the other hand, providing the common interface is expensive, and due to complexity and diversity of smart devices, there is still no way to create the common interface. In general, IoT would make the world as a place in which living is more sustainable.